Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. Today I'm just doing a quick speed build to introduce you to the characters of my upcoming machinima. This is Elena Kingsbury. She is the head lady of the house. Her husband, who is unnamed at the moment anyways. I don't actually know if I'm going to include the name of her husband or not in here, but he has passed long ago. She has 3 children in total, who you will be seeing a little bit. But this is really the only spoiler I'm going to give you about the machinima, because it's pretty obvious the way that I've been talking about it, at least on Twitter and everything else. But she is going to be the one who is murdered first. She's gonna be the original murder victim, and then I'm gonna play like a cliche kind of, almost maybe like a Clue kind of thing, or a who done it, that kind of thing. But yeah, so she's gonna be the original victim, and then other people are gonna end up dying, basically so the killer can get away with it. So yeah, she is extremely wealthy. She, like I said, she runs the Kingsbury Manor, which is a beautiful manor. I'm being a little biased. I did make the outside, and I did the landscaping on the outside. However, a bunch of awesome simmers have done the inside with the rooms and everything. I will have a video designing the rooms, as well as also getting just like touring them too. So I will try to link those videos in the description below, and I will also update their descriptions to include this video, as well as when I start the machinima, I might just link these videos in that description as well. But yeah, I'm like super excited about this. This is Elena's oldest daughter, Greta. She is an adult, and she is absolutely obsessed with money, fashion, and money. I mean, she's a pretty shallow person. She's single. She has or had many boyfriends, kind of thing. She enjoys spending the money that her family has, and she feels like she's entitled to an inheritance. Oh, my voice broke with that one. But yeah, she basically stays on the latest trends, and she is absolutely obsessed with going shopping, and always has to have her makeup looking flawless. And to be honest, I'm not really good at makeup, so I just did my best on adding the makeup for her. And there are lots of custom content on her alone, because I just wanted her to really stand out. I will have all the custom content that I do linked in the description below. I had originally debated on giving her like a pet dog or a pet cat, but I decided that, I wasn't sure if the control animal mod still worked, and I didn't really want to deal with that hassle just in case it didn't. Here we have Scott. He is Elena's only son and middle child, and he is a young adult, so he's just a little younger than his sister Greta, and he is, like Greta, obsessed with money, but he is also very much obsessed with partying and basically living the lifestyle of like a playboy. And yeah, I had fun actually making like his design, because I made him like Greta. He kind of really wants to go all out there with his fashion sense, but his fashion sense is a little bit more alternative than Greta's is, while Greta's is mostly just like mainstream. I feel like Scott kind of makes his own style, and let's just say Scott has a little bit of an anger problem, but a lot of his issues come from the fact that he just doesn't know when to take no for an answer, and he is very extremely stubborn. And it's just, he was an interesting character, right? Because I've known guys like him in the past, and I'm not always a big fan of being around them. But still, his character design was fun to make. I liked all his looks I did for him. So finally, as far as Elena's children go, here is her youngest, Natalie, and she is only 7. Natalie was definitely a child that she had very late in life. I was not 100% sure if I want to make Natalie's father be the father of her other 2 siblings, or maybe she was the daughter of a lover or something like that. Elena does actually have a lover right now, but since her husband's passed, she's a woman with money, and she still wants affection. So of course she's gonna have lovers, and who knows if they're always good people, because when you have a lot of money, people tend to just want to use you for it. Now, I am not speaking from experience because I certainly do not have a lot of money. However, it seems to be something that motivates a lot of people. I mean, granted, I would love to have a lot of money, so I didn't have to worry about this, that, and the third. But yeah, that's never gonna happen. But anyways, so Natalie's looks, I kind of went with like a princessy look for her, and like I absolutely just loved how she came out. All right, so Edward de Blanca. He is the lover, the current lover anyways, of Elena. And he is rich, or so he claims, rich merchant or salesman. And as you can see, he likes to go over the top with his outfits. I honestly enjoyed making over the top outfits for this machinima. I wanted to make characters that really stood out, and I feel like I accomplished that with, I mean, there's some really interesting custom content I've had sit in my game. I haven't had much chance to use it, so I was making sure that whatever made sense in here, I tried to use at least once, because it was just so much fun making all these crazy, out there kind of looks. But then I still tried to make it look like it kind of went with the time. Here is our lead, and her name is Vivian Winters, and I absolutely loved making her. I already had an idea of what she was going to look like before I even started, including her hat. And I said I did want her having longer hair, because I personally really miss my long hair. Anyways, so she is a writer, and she is currently a guest at Elena's mansion when all of this stuff goes down. So she pretty much takes it upon herself to try to help figure out who the murderer is, and hope that she doesn't end up getting killed along the way. She had originally come to the manor a couple of months prior, maybe no more than like 2 months prior, and it was in order to get inspiration in order to write her next book, because she has been struggling. And I don't think when she decided to stay at the manor that she thought that she would essentially be living in a murder mystery. And by essentially, I mean, yes, she actually is going to be living a murder mystery. And I am just like super excited to play this whole thing. Oh yeah, I did give her a bunch of tattoos there. I almost forgot about that. I wanted to make her a little bit out there, just to kind of express her creativity more. And I also kind of like went with a green theme for a lot of her outfits. At one point I was debating on giving her like colored hair, and I decided against it. In the long run, I was like, I want my characters to be very out there and bizarre, but I wanted to keep them more all natural hair colors, just because I'm kind of trying to go with a time frame, but at the same time I am doing it very loosely, hence why I have like all those tattoos on her. And obviously some of the dresses are very out there, considering Vivian really wouldn't have that much money. She does come from money, but she doesn't really live that life, because the family that she has that has money isn't really super involved in her life, mainly because they don't really support her being a writer, thinking it's not a real career, and that she should either A, find an actual career like being a doctor, or she should just settle down and marry a nice rich man, you know, that kind of spiel. But yeah, Vivian is a very strong, independent woman, and I absolutely love her, and I had so much fun making her looks. And as you can see, I actually spent quite a bit of time actually working on her looks, just because I wanted to get it just right, because I feel like I am in the process of still looking in, like, getting the scenes together, and a lot of the scenes I had to really wait until I had the build done for the manor, considering that's where the entire thing takes place. But yeah, I think that she came out pretty good, and I definitely want to try to showcase as many of her outfits as I possibly can, just because I did spend so much time getting her looks just right, like in her makeup too. I was very, very picky on what I did. Now I'm going to introduce our butler character. His name is Stanley Butler, and yes, I did give him the last name Butler, and yes, I did give him the most generic name, first name for a butler, Stanley. And I just felt like he looked like a Stanley, and I just thought it was kind of funny if his last name was Butler. I mean, maybe he just comes from a very, very long line of being butlers. It's my story, I guess I could say that. I, when I write books and stuff, I tend to let the characters tell their own stories, if that makes any sense. But this guy just seems like a very friendly old man, and he seems like the type that would find humor in his last name, regardless if his family has a long lineage of being a butler or not. But I really did enjoy making this character here. I mean, he's very formal and proper, but he also has that sweet grandpa-y side. Now, I didn't want to make like way too many staff members, so I really did limit it because I was going to have so many more characters. This is Anna Brown. She is one of the two housekeepers slash maids, depending on how you want to refer to it. I will just say that Scott isn't very kind, and he will refer to them as his maids or his servants. And, yeah. You learn very early in episode 1 what type of guy he is. But anyway, so Anna Brown, she's, you know, the typical lower class family or woman, and she goes to work at the manor to make a good living, considering the fact that they actually pay very well. Fortunately, she has to deal with some of the family drama and certain family members that aren't exactly the kindest or what have you. Now, she does have a lot of hopes of like getting out of this lifestyle. She actually wants to be a comedian, but it's kind of hard to tell jokes to the linen sheets. I had a lot of fun actually making the maids' outfits. I mean, I didn't make the maids' outfits, but dressing them up, because I had a few outfits that kind of more like Gothic Lolita, and I don't get a chance to use them often. I think the last time I used them, when I was making this one vampire, I was using actually that outfit, I think, is her main outfit there. And, I really like the outfits, and I wanted to have them more. So I just tried to showcase a bunch of the maid outfits that I had, and just like change them for different types of wear. So depending on the type of weather would be depending on what type of uniform she's in, instead of her wearing the same exact one every time. And yeah, I really did have a lot of fun with this. So then here is Sarah Summers. She is the second maid, and her look was pretty easy to make because I literally just duplicated Anna, and then I just changed her facial features a little bit, her hair and her hair color, and slightly changed her bosom size, just enough to make them look different, but I didn't want to have to go through the whole outfits again. She wants to find romance, but I don't know how well she's going to find romance at this mansion. So here is Catherine Fisher. She is the chef, and originally I was going to have her have a helper, but unfortunately I cut that character out because I really couldn't think of a good reason to have that character other than just so Catherine had a helper, which, I mean, probably would have helped a bit, at least as far as like her life goes at the manor. But other than that, I don't think her assistants would have had much really to do with the storyline. I mean, Catherine herself is a very minor role. She is a very good chef, and she can pretty much cook anything. However, she really hates cooking any meat type dishes, just because of the fact that she is a vegetarian, and she will constantly try to persuade her the family to eating more plant-based meals, just because of the fact that she really doesn't feel comfortable cooking animals, which I understand. I do want to make it noted that I am not bashing on vegetarians or vegans or anything like that. I just thought it would be an interesting concept. Please understand, I am not bashing your lifestyle. So here we have Janet Miller. She is Elena Kingsbury's personal lawyer. And honestly, I had fun making her, just because I kind of went for the most traditional looking lawyer lady look I could do. I actually did enjoy, because I gave her like pantsuits and stuff like that. And considering the type of time that this probably went on around, that wouldn't have been heard of much. Especially, it really wouldn't have been heard of much for her to be a lady lawyer instead of just, a housewife or anything like that. But considering the fact that Elena definitely was not a typical woman, I don't think that she wanted to have a man lawyer. But now finally we have Bertha Crumbs, and yes, it was a slight jab at like Crumple Bottom from The Sims 2. And I don't really care for her much. Just because I made her a very, very crabby old lady. And I basically made it that she hates children, yet she is charged with watching Natalie and teaching her and everything. And she does a good job at all that. But she's just she should retire. But I definitely tried to make her have very proper outfits, very old-fashioned, very conservative, just something that would be more of the time. I was debating on putting gloves on her, but I felt like that might be a little bit too much. But, I think it was pretty interesting making all these different types of characters. So that is every member that is currently staying at the Kingsbury Manor. And besides Elena, one of these is the killer. And probably quite a few of the other ones are the next victims. So, anyone have any suggestions on who you think the murderer might be? I definitely tried not to spoil anything. However, I will say that quite a bit of these characters do have motives as to why they would wish Elena dead. And I can't believe that I'm actually going through with this. I've thought about this for a while, but I've always been too nervous to. And so many people seem excited about it, so I really, really am very motivated, just because of the fact that I've seen so many people excited about me doing this and encouraging me, and then the people that took place in the room collab. They were awesome, being able to help me out with this and like do their own touches, and they'll be able to see their rooms come to life in this machinima. And I have voice actors from like all over the place that are willing to voice these characters' roles, bring them to life, give like more character to them than what I could possibly do myself. And it's just really amazing. So, are you excited for this? I mean, I am. You know, I'm very biased. I am super excited for it, and I am really looking forward to finding out how well I can do with all this and what people think of it, and like when I finally come out, and even if visually I'm not the best, I think I'll be able to make it up with the twists and plots and turns that I have planned. And voice actors, some of you will most likely know who the murderer is, and I will discuss this with you, obviously, but please keep it quiet. Don't let anyone know. I really want this to be a surprise because I think it is such a cool thing. Like I said, I ended up changing who the murderer was just because I had thought about it in the middle of writing the script, and I had to rewrite a bunch of my script. So right now, as I'm filming this, I'm fixing up some things, but it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. Episode 1 is fully written. Episode 2 is mostly written. And episode 3, the ending, is written. So yeah, I have to work a little bit of episode 3 in, and I'll be sending scripts out to my voice actors. But you guys don't need to know all that process. I'm sure you guys don't really want to hear me ramble on. This is in a 20-minute video. So thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please like it before you go. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. Also, if you want to find out when the machinima is actually posted, make sure that you hit notifications, because usually when I post videos, I'm at work. I have everything scheduled ahead of time, so I usually don't post until I get home that a video's been uploaded. So if you want to be one of the first to see it before, hopefully everyone's kind and doesn't spoil it. But yeah, alright everyone, thanks for watching, and I hope y'all have a magical day. Bye!